welcome to Pet Pals. I'm Bethany Davidson, the Humane Educator here at Frederick County Animal Control and Pet Adoption Center. And joining me as always is our volunteer, Tammy Benson. Our first guest today is Amara, and she is about 6 to 8 months old. There are younger kittens, those 3-month-old kittens that are beginning to trickle in from foster care, but we still have older kittens like Amara and several others that are still looking for their forever homes. The great thing about getting a kitten that's a little bit older is their personalities are a little bit more set, so you're going to still get plenty of playful kittenness, all that kitten energy, but you're going to have a little bit more of an understanding of this is her permanent personality. So Amara is a good mix of playful, because she's, she wants to play, she wants to run around in her cage, but she's also got that cuddle factor. When you go to her cage, you pet her, she immediately starts purring, you pick her up and she kind of nestles into you. So she's a good mix of the two characteristics. She went to an event not that long ago, about 2 weeks ago, and the volunteer who took her said that she did amazingly well, which says a lot for a cat because going to those events can be really stressful. They're going to a new place that they've never been before, where we're putting them in a cage on a table and people are looking at them all the time. There's a lot more people than maybe they're used to. It's different smells, different noises, and she did really well in that situation. So hopefully she'll adjust well to a new home too. She has already been spayed, so we make sure that all of our cats get spayed or neutered before they leave. She's been given her rabies vaccine, distemper vaccine, she's been dewormed, given flea and tick preventative, she's already been microchipped, she's ready to go. All she needs now is a new family. If you think Amara will be a good fit for your family, you can stop in and visit her here at 1832 Rosemont Avenue. Our next guest is Mordecai, and he can be a little hard to see. He's tucked in one of the bottom cages right by the entrance to the kitty cabana, so if you're not really looking, you might not notice him. He was previously owned by someone who I guess was living with other members of their family, and they left the cats at the home where they were living. So it says cousin left, and then the person who was left holding the bag, I guess, couldn't care for them. So she brought him here to us so that we could find him a more suitable home with a loving family. Mordecai is color-coded yellow because he is initially a little bit shy. However, volunteers have been telling me how he's really coming out of his shell as he's getting used to living in the shelter environment. I've been walking on the cat floor and I've seen him sitting on numerous volunteers' laps, just really happy and content. One volunteer even wrote a behavior report for him, which is something that we encourage them to do so that we can make changes if necessary. They said that he immediately crawled onto their lap and was curious. He was looking at other cats in the cat cages, and he purred a lot. He didn't appear to be shy or skittish. So as we notice these types of changes, we can change their color code. But it's something that it's important for adopters to know, because when they take Mordecai home, he's initially probably going to be a little shy, a little scared, which is to be expected. And then after a couple of days, he should settle in and start showing more of that affectionate side to him. I picked him up after petting him for a couple seconds, and I carried him to the set, and he was didn't seem to have a problem with that. He wasn't trying to squirm or get away. I didn't have to put him in a carrier, and he hasn't tried to get off Tammy's lap yet. So he is showing himself to be quite an affectionate little guy. He's about 1.5 years, so still has a lot of playfulness, but a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more calm. And if that's what you're looking for, then stop in and ask us about Mordecai. We are open to the public 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday. This handsome guy is Cooper, and he's another one of our older kittens. He's about 10 months old, and he came to us previously owned. The owner said that he needs more attention than she has time. So some cats are really good at being independent, and they're kind of low maintenance pets, but Cooper is definitely a high energy guy who likes to have someone to play with, who he wants to sit on your lap and cuddle and be with you and be petted. So he is looking for a family that has a little bit more time to spend with him. Somebody who maybe has a couple people living in the house so that, you know, he's not alone all day when people are at work, those types of things. His cage does have a sign that says, like, I'm sweet and I love attention, but I will try to escape. So he likes to go out and explore, and he's just an adventurous little guy who needs someone who's gonna play with him like Tammy's doing right now and make him happy. As we mentioned earlier, you know, when you're getting an older kitten, you still get all of that playful energy, but you do get a cat whose personality is a little bit more set. So you know that Cooper likes to sit on laps and he likes to play, and that's not something that he's really going to grow out of. He is a handsome guy. He's black and white, and he's got that great kind of pink nose with a big black spot in the middle of it. It really helps to set him apart. But unfortunately, even though he's super cute and super sweet and super affectionate and playful and all those great things, as more younger kittens come in, he is going to start to get overlooked. So it's important to spotlight him and hopefully find the right family for him. According to the previous owner, who had him for approximately 8 months, he's playful, he's energetic, he's friendly, he's a lap cat. He does still do some of the kitten things like climbing and clawing on furniture, so you want to make sure that you're prepared to help train him so that he knows that he's only supposed to be scratching on scratching pads and posts and things like that. He uses his litter box, no issues with that. He's just a sweet guy who needs a family who's committed to spending time with him. If you think that Cooper is going to be a good mix for your household, then you can visit him here. We are open to the public 6 days a week. Our visiting hours are going to be Monday, Tuesday, and Friday from 10 to 5, Wednesday and Thursday from 12 to 8, and on Saturday we are open for visiting from 10 to 4. This guy is Oscar, and he is one of our senior residents. He's also one of our animals that is a return to shelter. So Oscar was adopted from us in fiscal year 2013, and now he's back again. He's about 7 years old this go round, and he is as sweet as ever. He is a big boy weighing in at just over 15 pounds, but he is a gentle giant. He is super sweet. He's very quiet, very affectionate, just kind of likes to hang out in his bed, and he has the softest fur, the most beautiful eyes. There's just a lot to love about Oscar. He could obviously stand to lose a few pounds, like all of us, I'm sure. But he is going to be one of those cats that gets overlooked as well, because he is, not only is he an older cat, a little bit on the large side, but he also is a black cat. It's just harder for them in shelters. There's not as much that sets them apart. You know, they're harder to see in dark colored cages and things like that, but you definitely want to make sure that you make the time to see Oscar if you're looking for a very kind of quiet, sweet, gentle cat. Oscar was surrendered to us because the owner said that he was not using the litter box. So when that happens, we obviously track that because we want to make sure that we're not sending cats home to a similar situation. He has been using his litter box faithfully here at the shelter, so we feel good putting him on the adoption floor. But we also treated him for a bit of a urinary tract infection, which could have been the initial reason why he wasn't using his box. So if you have a cat at home who's having those types of problems, it's not just obviously making sure that the litter box is clean is first and foremost, but there are other things that play into it as well. So is he sick, like Oscar was? Does your cat not like the box you're using? Is it too small? Is it covered? Take the cover off. Try moving it to a different spot in the house. Maybe there's something they don't like in that area. Sometimes it could be they don't like the litter. Try different types of litter. So there's a lot that you can do to resolve that issue. And hopefully we've resolved that problem for Oscar so he can go to his next home and be there forever. The previous owner did say that he was friendly, which he is. He's independent, and that he's also been around cats and dogs and done well with them. A lot of cats are brought to us for the reason of not using their litter box, but please trust that we do our best to make sure that we are not putting cats that are not using their litter box back on the adoption floor. We try to figure out what the problem is and resolve that. Sometimes it's the litter box is too small. We've figured that out based on the litter boxes that we're using here. But you always want to make sure that if you're having an issue, you take them to the vet. It could be as simple as an antibiotic like it was for Oscar here. You can visit him here at 1832 Rosemont Avenue. Our final feline today is Alvin, and Alvin is one of our longtime residents. He's been with us since January. He arrived with his older brother, Leo, and Leo was picked up by a local rescue organization and went on to be adopted from there, and Alvin is still here with us. Alvin was the shyer of the two, and it took him a long time to kind of come out of his shell, but now he lives in the kitty cabana where he is he's cautious, but he's happy to greet visitors. So when you first go in the kitty cabana, he kind of sits there for a second and assesses the situation, and then he'll jump down and he comes and he meows at you and he rubs up against you and he really likes attention. When you go to him, especially when he's in one of the boxes on the wall, he'll roll around when you pet him. So he's very, very sweet. He just takes a little bit longer to warm up than maybe some of the other cats. Not a fraidy cat, but just a little bit more cautious. He loves to look out the window. You can find him looking out the window most times of the day. He does the whole chattering as he's looking at the birds. He's very focused. He's very intent on that. And he's just a sweet guy. Unfortunately, he does get a little bit overlooked in the kitty cabana because he's not in your face. He's also one of the smaller cats in there. We have a lot of fat cats in there right now. So it's easy to miss Alvin. You can follow all of Alvin and the Cabana Cats antics on their Instagram page. It's at Cabana Cats, KABANAKATS. And you can see pictures of Alvin looking out the window and some of his other friends in there hanging out. Alvin is 2 years old, so he's a great age. You know what you're getting with him, but he has a long life ahead of him. But he does need someone who's going to be a little bit more patient as he warms up and gets used to being in a new situation. He will be adoptable for a fee of $97.50 that covers all of his medical care, room and board while he's been here with us. If you're interested in Alvin, the first step is going to be to stop by and visit him here at 1832 Rosemont Avenue. And we are open to the public 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday. We hope that you've enjoyed meeting a handful of our adoptable cats. There are many more to choose from, as they make up approximately 60% of our population. You can always visit them here at the shelter, or if you're looking at someone specific, you want to know more information, before you stop in, you can call 301-600-1546. After the break, we'll introduce you to some of our more exotic adoptable pets.
The Frederick County Sheriff's Office now offers fingerprinting services 3 days per week, from Tuesday through Thursday. Our goal is to make it more convenient for citizens to have fingerprints taken for employment, licenses, permits, and other important issues like adoption and child care services. The Sheriff's Office will continue to accept credit and debit cards, checks, and money orders as payment for fingerprint fees. Cash is not accepted. For more information, contact the Fingerprint Information Line at 301-600-4058.
Welcome back. Normally we would showcase a ton of dogs in this portion of the show, but fortunately for us, we don't have a lot of dogs available for adoption right now. Most of them have been rehomed, which is great. So we're going to showcase some of a few dogs and some of our more exotic pets. So first up, we have Chirp, and Chirp is our longest guinea pig resident. He has been living with us since mid-March. He's approximately a year old. He, like many of the guinea pigs in our care, came to us from a pet store where he was purchased at a young age, and now at a year old, he's here looking for another chance at a forever home. Chirp's name is quite suitable for him because he is very chatty. He does the squeals and the chirps and all those types of guinea pig noises with a lot of enthusiasm. He arrived for a very common reason. The owner was moving and couldn't or didn't want to take Chirp along, so she brought him here to us where we could rehome him. He does live on his own. He came to us as a single guinea pig. He lives on the adoption floor by himself, but if you have existing guinea pigs, just like you can integrate other cats and dogs into your home, you could help him become friends with another male guinea pig. You always want to make sure you're keeping them, either getting them altered, spayed or neutered, or you're keeping your guinea pigs with the same gender so that you don't have tons of other guinea pigs. But that is a process. It's not something you can just take him home and throw him in with an existing guinea pig. You kind of want to start with the cages next to each other and little play dates, and then move into them sharing a cage space. Guinea pigs are very social animals, so they do need to be handled and loved on like Tammy's doing right now. That's why they do really well with a friend, a guinea pig friend. They're prey animals, so they find safety in numbers, but they will talk to you. They are very affectionate, but they do have special care needs, and they do need to be handled. They shouldn't just be living in their cages, not getting a lot of attention. So you want to make sure you're prepared to take that on. We adopt our guinea pigs out for a fee of just $10 or 2 for $15. If you're interested in meeting Chirp or the 2 other guinea pigs on our adoption floor, Dizzy and Peanut, then you can stop in at 1832 Rosemont Avenue. The first dog that we have for you today is very new to the adoption floor. This is Marley, and she is an American Bulldog. She's approximately 4 years old. And Marley came to us because she wasn't getting along with the dogs and cats in the house. She was being a little aggressive with them. So we do our behavior assessment as we always do. We do some research, called the owner, got some more information. So we have set some requirements for the family that is adopting Marley. So first and foremost, no other female dogs. She's done pretty well with other male dogs, but no female dogs in the house because we're not going to set her up for a situation where she's going to fail. We're also saying no cats or small animals. So that means no rabbits, no guinea pigs, those types of things in the house because she is prone to chasing them. So dogs can have differing levels of prey drive, and hers is pretty high. So we want to set her up in a home where she doesn't have to worry about feeling the need to hunt down your cat or anything like that. But that being said, even if you don't have those types of animals, be vigilant. Maybe your neighbor lets their cat outside, so just keep an eye out to make sure that she's not going to chase after those neighborhood cats or anything like that. So Marley, other than that, has a lot of great things for people to say that people have been saying about her. She loves kids and has done well with kids of all ages. So maybe if you don't have any cats but you have tons of kids, Marley will be a great fit for you. She's playful, energetic, friendly. She's used to getting her nails trimmed and vet checks, used to getting her baths. She rides well in the car. She is a little bit nervous when there's strangers around or there's yelling. And she does pull a little bit on a leash, which is common for this breed of dog. The last American Bulldog we had was Angel, and she definitely pulled on her leash. So we're used to that around here, but you just want to make sure that you're comfortable with that, and to work on polite leash walking with her so she doesn't do that as much. You want to make sure that you read her medical. It does note that she has a little bit of a bleeding disorder that has been documented, but our vet says that it's not super significant. And you can always talk to one of our vet techs or get copies of this and take it to your vet so that you can understand a little bit more what you're getting into with that. She is apparently crate trained and house trained, but you do want to make sure that you retrain her to your routine and your cue words and things like that. If you have the right type of home environment for Marley, you can stop in and visit with her here at 1832 Rosemont Avenue. Our adoption fee for adult dogs is $92.50. This next guest is one of our hound mixes. So Remington is back, and now we also have Buster here. He is a 2-year-old hound mix. He is tricolor. He's a handsome guy. You might notice when you're looking at him that he has some issues with his left eye. He is blind in that eye, so care will be required to make sure that you don't startle him on that side, things like that. You know, if he's looking straight ahead and you walk up on him on that side, he might get nervous because he didn't see you coming. So just paying attention to that. Just like Marley had some requirements for potential adopters, Buster has as well. So he needs to go to a home with older children, we're saying 15 and up. The reason for that being is Buster was living with his previous owner for just about 3 weeks when he was surrendered. They had a baby gate up. He was trying to get food on the other side of the baby gate, and the child attempted to stop him, and then he nipped at the child. So we're not going to put him in a situation where he has to deal with that again. So we're going to just do older kids. But you do want to make sure that you're paying attention to those types of things. You know, he is very interested in food. He's a hound, so he's going to sniff things out. So you just want to take care to not put him in a situation where he's going to try to go for food, and then, you know, there could be something negative happen there. The previous owner, again, didn't have him for very long, but they did have another hound mix in the house, and they said that he did get along with the other dog, that he was house trained, but again, making sure that you're re-house training him, that he's not crate trained, and that he's basically a hound, that he's playful, a jumper, a barker, he's energetic, friendly, a digger, and a chewer. So those are just all normal hound things. So to a certain degree, you can train him to avoid doing those types of behaviors, but to another level, you just kind of have to learn to accept that that's kind of how hounds are, and find ways for him to do those things in an acceptable manner. For example, providing him with appropriate chew toys. If he likes to dig, create an area in the yard where he's allowed to dig in that area. Maybe hide some toys and treats so that he has to dig them out. So that's good mental stimulation for him. You know, if you're thinking about adding a hound to your house, you want to do a little bit of research. They are a different type of breed. They have some quirks. You know, they bark and bay, which can be a little loud, and they always follow their nose, so they can be easily distracted and things like that. So you want to make sure that you're really prepared to take on a hound. They're not great dogs for apartments and things like that, just because of the noise that they can make and that energy level. If you are interested in Buster and you have children that are 15 or up or no children, you can stop in and visit him here at 1832 Rosemont Avenue. Our adoption fee for adult dogs is $92.50. The last dog that we have for you today is Betty, and she's been on the show before, we thought it would be a good time to showcase her again since it's been a couple episodes. She has been with us since the beginning of April, and she is one of our shyer dogs. She definitely needs someone who's very compassionate and quiet and patient and understanding to work with her and help her boost her confidence and just really be committed to her. She does well with other dogs, so another dog friend would probably be beneficial for her, just so that she doesn't feel scared or nervous, and she can follow that dog's lead. Sometimes when that dog is, you know, showing confidence in a situation, then she'll feel safer and be a little bit more confident herself. But she, once she gets to know you, she's very sweet, she's very affectionate, she just wants to cuddle up on your lap, but it does take her some time to get used to new people. So you want to make sure that you're willing to take that time and you're not just wanting a turnkey dog that's going to be your best friend in the first 10 minutes that you meet. She needs a little bit more time. She came to us as a stray, so we don't have any information about her past life, but we do have our behavior assessment of her. She's pretty good about keeping her kennel clean, but again, always treating a dog that you adopt from us as if it's not house trained. She's friendly but very cautious when you approach her. The more she knows you, the more excited she is to see you. If not, then she definitely kind of backs to the back and is definitely more nervous about that person approaching her kennel. When other dogs are walking past her, she either reacts favorably or she has no reaction. Because of her shyness, she can take a little bit of coaxing. She's nervous and lags behind her handler on walks. So when she knows someone, she's perfectly happy to go on long walks with them. But I've noticed where she's not as familiar with me and I try to take her on a walk. Once we get to the back gate, she doesn't want to walk anymore. She wants to come right back inside because she's not safe and doesn't feel secure enough with me to go any further. She's no issues with food aggression, really, other than that she will gulp her food faster. Not interested in objects, so we couldn't test her for object guarding, but she loves to be petted. She loves to cuddle. All the kennel techs say that she will just climb right in your lap. She does know sit, so she has some of those skills already there, but she could always use some more. And training her in that regard can help boost her confidence as well as giving her tons of mental stimulation. The last adoptable animals I want to talk about today are our 3 pot-bellied pigs. That's right, you heard me correctly. We have 3 pot-bellied pigs. The first 2 came to us as owner surrenders. Their names are Miss Piggy, she is the white one, and then Penny Banks, she's the black one. We've had them for about more than 75 days now, and we are still looking for a forever home for them. They have always lived together, so they could be adopted together, which would probably be our preference, but we're not bonding them by any stretch. They like to spend their days lounging in their hay and hanging out. They like their enrichment with their jolly balls filled with their hay and straw and then different types of veggies. They are not fans of Brussels sprouts, however. They do not like those. So they're fairly friendly, but they are not indoor pigs. You can train pot-bellied pigs if you get them at a young enough age to be housebroken like a dog, to walk on a leash and harness like a dog, but these guys haven't had that type of a life, so they're going to be more outdoor farm type pets. The other adoptable pig that we have is Pop-Tart, and she came to us as a stray. She was running at large for several days, and finally some people were able to kind of corner her in their yard and called an officer, and the thing that really helped them capture her was Pop-Tart, so they named her Pop-Tart. She is a pink pig. She is probably the more friendly with people of the pigs that we have. She too is an adult. She's a little bit younger than the other two girls. She likes belly rubs. She enjoys junk food, for example, Pop-Tarts. She also likes donuts, applesauce. I heard that she enjoys as well. So she's definitely one that you can go in and pet and hang out with a little bit more, but also not a pet that's used to an indoor type of lifestyle. These guys are adoptable. They are not spayed, but I believe the adoption fee for our pot-bellied pigs is $55. And we are only showing them to serious adopters. So if you want to see Pop-Tart, you can take a look at her. She's on the dog adoption floor, but we are not taking the pigs out for anyone unless they are serious adopters. So you want to make sure that you're not asking about them unless you're legitimately interested in adopting them. If you want to call and get more information, then you can call our main number, which is going to be 301-600-1546. But again, we don't have a ton of history on them, but we'll be happy to share anything that we do have, and we are looking for forever families for them. We hope that you enjoyed meeting some of our more exotic pets on the show today. If you are interested in meeting any of the animals that you've seen, the first step is always going to be to stop by 1832 Rosemont Avenue and meet them in person. We want to thank you for watching, and we hope that you'll tune in again next week.